Because if you don't, it's not 50 people or 100 people in quarantine. Who, by the way, they tell these people, go home and don't leave, and then they catch NBC reporters at restaurants who were in the rooms with people dying with Ebola. It's the same NBC medical correspondent. I meant to cover it yesterday. NBC's Nancy Schneiderman breaks Ebola quarantine, apologizes. This is the woman that said, just take your bleeping vaccine. Oh, by the way, Infowars.com article by Christina Sarich, who just does a great job for the site. Vaccinate the whole country with experimental Ebola vaccine, National Institutes of Health. We may need to deploy the vaccine to the entire community. Oh, how are you going to produce 320 million? That's how many Americans there are now, another 30 million illegal, so 300, I don't know, 50 million, whatever it is. How are you going to deploy that? I mean, it would take a year to make that much vaccine, they admit. Oh, they just so happen to have more than 15 vaccines in the pipeline, and 3 of them become available in December, and then even more in January and February. Oh, and then they had the Washington Post and NBC News and Market Watch and the Wall Street Journal all attack us yesterday in Kurt Nemo's article, taking his quote out of context where he said, looks like they'll make a bunch of money off vaccines that are set to come out. And they said, oh, Kurt's crazy. InfoWars is crazy. There are no vaccines set to come out. And they acted like Kurt said it was for sure. He said that they may try something like that. But of course they are. And now they're rolling it out, pushing it, promoting it. Just get your bleeping vaccine, doctor. Violates Ebola quarantine. NBC medical correspondent shows zero concern for public health. 2 months ago, we say don't fly people in here. Stop West African flights. They had CBS News, NBC News, the White House, through Media Matters, which they admittedly run, all come out and demonize us and say that we were insane and there was no risk of it coming here. And now they're back in the news. Media Matters, the White House attacked us yesterday. In fact, guys, just type Alex Jones into Google and print me that article, thanks, in Google News. I forgot to IM it to you this morning. I want to show that article because they go, oh, it's crazy. He's fear-mongering, saying Obama wants Ebola to spread. Well, when other countries and other African countries all ban people coming in from nations hit with it, and when you bring people in for the first time ever that have it, and then medical workers start getting it, and God knows how much it's already spread. But see, they are the authority. They are the White House. And so the White House state-run media, George Soros funded publicly. Let me tell you what liars they are. They called me about 2 years ago. They wanted to, quote, interview me with one of their journalists. And I said, you're not journalist. You're White House hacks. The former transition chief runs it. You have weekly meetings with the White House that gives you their talking points. It's come out in Congress. You say you want to destroy any alternative media in the country. And nobody visits your site, but you are the talking points for CNN, MSNBC. And I said, George Soros just gave you $1.5 million this year. And the head person, the head editor, says, no, we didn't, and starts laughing. And I pulled it up online, and I said, here's Associated Press, here's Wikipedia, here's the federal, commission. You've gotten, what, $4 or $5 million the last couple of years from him, $1 million plus this year. And the guy went, you got me, Alex. See, they're always about testing. Is this an animal I can feed on? Is this an idiot? Kind of like when Senator Gary Hart was asked by We Are Change. It's in my film, Truth Rising. They go to the meeting where his book signing, and they said, you said in a public letter to Ahmadinejad that the U.S. government would stage terror attacks to blame it on him, so he better do what they're told, or they'll stage a new Gulf of Tonkin. He goes, no, I didn't. And they went, here's your letter in the Huffington Post. He goes, no, it isn't. And when he saw it, he goes, oh, I remember that, and literally gets scared and starts sweating and runs out of the meeting, basically. Has a meltdown like, you're supposed to be an animal. You're not supposed to know anything. You're not supposed to know how to look up federal filings for tax-free foundations that get money and who gave it. You're not supposed to know about my letter to Ahmadinejad. It's like, what? 2 + 2 = 5. You're like, no, 4. No, it does. Do what I say. I'm the authority. Do what I say. So now they've been caught red-handed by WorldNet Daily at Alexa, run by Amazon, that owns the Washington Post. They've been caught Every Libertarian Patriot website turning it off, saying we have no visitors, when their own internal server shows we're spiking and all the Democrat sites are plunging.
Do you lay awake at night and worry about the health and safety of you and your loved ones? Do you wonder what would happen if you weren't able to get to a hospital or doctor? How can you keep your family safe against the deadly pathogens that are beginning to emerge in the world today? Give yourself peace of mind with Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver is turning heads around the world as a new weapon in the fight against bacteria, viruses, and fungus. Supernatural Silver can be taken internally or used topically to help the body's own immune system fight off disease much more effectively. Supernatural Silver has been tested at independent universities and laboratories around the world and has been proven to be safe and highly effective against some of the planet's deadliest pathogens. There is no better product to have in your home for daily use or emergency preparedness. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, use the code SILVER2014 for 20% off, and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Digestive health is key to wellness, and Pro-EM1 is the key to digestive health. Pro-EM1 is a daily liquid probiotic that improves food absorption and supports weight loss by removing toxins from your system. Recommended by doctors, Pro-EM1 is 100% natural, organic, non-GMO, wheat, soy, gluten, and dairy-free. Call us today at 888-611-8025 or visit ProEM1.com to save over $25 on your order. That's 888-611-8025 or PROEM1.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
In today's unstable environment, self-protection is critical. Civil unrest, riots, looting, it's happening now right here in the United States, and your rights are at risk. If passed, H.R. 5344 would ban level 3 and above body armor. Cady Armor is standing up for you. We offer the most affordable level 3 body armor on the market. Cady level 3 armor withstands pistol and rifle hits up to 7.62 NATO. Get yours at CadyArmor.com. That's C-A-T-I Armor.com. Cady Armor. Come and take it.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Belle Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here, and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
The new drum beat, as predicted by our guests and listeners, is take the flu shot or you'll be quarantined if you get sick with any respiratory illness. Because Ebola begins like the flu. And what the media is implying is that somehow the flu shot will protect you, period. Or you'll be sent to the quarantine center with the other Ebola patients. They're really saying you'll be given the death penalty if you don't go out and take the flu shot. And even before this Ebola stuff broke out and the government brought it into the country by policy, I would hear people in restaurants, but also on the news and in person, poking each other, going, you better get the flu shot this year. And it doesn't matter if you've got the Canadian government study showing the average flu shot doubles your chances of getting the flu the next year and lowers your immune system by 50%. Doesn't matter if a bunch of other studies show that. Doesn't matter how many medical doctors I have. They go on the news and say there's 0 side effects and everything's fine. And they lie to you. So the World Health Organization says West African Ebola outbreak still expanding geographically. Reuters. The Ebola epidemic is still spreading in Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and projections show there will be between 5,000 and 10,000 new cases a week in early December, the World Health Organization said yesterday. Liberia needs 79,940 more body bags. That's from the Washington Post. This inventory from the Liberian Ministry of Health and Social Welfare starkly illustrates the huge gap between what Liberia has and what it needs over the next 6 months. Well, I thought 4,000 people had died. Folks, entire cities and towns are collapsing. They're calling Liberia and other countries failed states. But don't worry, the airports are still running, and the people are fleeing to Central and South America and El Norte, the United States. And if you don't accept someone with Ebola into your home, you're racist. And if you don't accept death panels in Obamacare or the VA having troops on secret death list, you guessed it, you're a homophobe racist, which is even worse. So there you go. Sacrifice everything on the altar of political correctness. Sky News reports that there's 60 days to beat Ebola. The UN says, oh, the UN's going to save us, and so will Obamacare here domestically. The UN says the Ebola outbreak must be controlled within 60 days, or else the world faces an unprecedented situation for which there is no plan. But after it, there'll be a global plan to respond to the next thing, right? There won't be any, why'd you leave the flights open? Why'd you bring the people in? Why did the UN agree with Obama, leave the borders open? Why did you do all this? We'll have Bono come out and raise money for his charity in the UN. Of course, you know it came out. Guess how much Bono gives of the hundreds of millions he's raised for his private charity? Guess how much Bono, gonorrhea, whatever his name is. Guess how much this humanitarian liberal who also gives money to take your guns, guess how much this usurper, this Mandu Ireland, they should be so ashamed of him over there. Guess how much he gives to charity. You can pull it up in the Daily Mail or BBC. 10%? I mean, the Clintons keep 50% for themselves to pay for mansions and jet airplanes for Haitian kids. I mean, that's horrible. That's despicable. 50% is over-the-top evil. Guess how much Bono of U2 keeps for himself? 98%. Look it up. Bono only gives 2% to charity. 2%. 2%. I want to vomit whenever I see him on TV constantly with some rock concert, sucking off everyone, paying for tickets for his charity to help Africans when the slug of earth. I mean, it's like Warren Buffett lobbying for higher taxes when he gets the laws written where he's exempt. He wants poor people's money. He wants higher payroll taxes by poor people who are losing everything they got, paid to the government, so he gets big banker bailouts. Those two ought to be buried together when they die. There it is, Bono under fire over one charity donations totaling $9.6 million. And then you read deeper, 2%. A fraction of his income to charity. Yeah, that's another article you found where he only gives a fraction of his income to charity. No. Yeah, but the charities, he also, when it comes down to his charities, the charities he promotes give a fraction as well. So yeah, he gives a fraction, and then also the charities he's involved with give a fraction. I know the number I saw was 2%, but I guess the number you pulled up is they're saying he gives 2% of his income. So he makes 9.6 million pounds, and then he gives 118,000 dollars to it. The point is he's a hypocrite.
We're on the march.